Hi, everybody. It's Tori from Avalon Enchanted, bringing you this week's reading of the Ascended Illuminations reading, where you select from card A, card B, or card C. I do a reading for each, and based upon which card you select, that is your reading. This evening, A is Pan, okay? Focusing on fertility. B, Jesus, open your heart to love. And then C, King Solomon, priorities. So in just a moment, I am going to bring in the feed for Facebook, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I think going to be actually be working with a deck that I don't usually work with, but I'm kind of excited to kind of play around with it. I don't know why it's sticking, but it's sticking. That's weird. Anyhow, we'll figure that out later. Anyhow, I'm actually going to be reading from the Cirque de Tarot. So Cirque de Tarot is the name of the deck that I'm using this evening. So bear with me while I bring in our Facebook feed. And then afterwards, we'll talk about some other stuff coming up that you'll be able to catch when you're watching this as the encore presentation on YouTube. So here we go. I want to switch to here. No, okay, go ahead and start. Hey everybody, just gonna wait for some people to pop in. Then we'll get everything started. If you are catching this midstream or you're watching it as a replay, you may want to flip over to the encore presentation, recorded presentation that I put up to YouTube under Tori McNally, Avalon Enchanted. So that way you can get the full scoop of all sorts of stuff that's going on that is Avalon Enchanted related. So bear with me. I need to share some things, so bear with me. That. Copy the link. Well, all right. So while that is in the process of uploading, hope everybody is doing well this evening. I cannot believe that we are going into Thanksgiving week. I don't know where time went, but it went by really super fast. So much to talk about, so much going on. Let's see. I'll put this here for now. So welcome to this evening's reading. The Avalon Enchanted Ascended Illuminations reading for the week of November 22nd through 27th. Cindy will be bringing you the reading on Thursday, the 28th. She may do it the 29th because of it being Thanksgiving, but you never know. Anyhow, this evening, let's talk about the cards. I already put up the you pick A, B, or C. So A is Pan, which is fertility. All right, fertility, Pan. Let me do one other thing. Where are you? Here I am. Okay, so this is fertility. B is open your heart to love, Jesus. Open your heart to love, Jesus. And C is King Solomon, priorities. King Solomon, priorities. Again, you select either card A, card B, or card C. I do a reading for each, and that determines what, whichever reading whichever other letter you pick, that is your reading. So this evening, I'm actually using a deck that I don't usually use. It's Under the Big Top, Cirque de Tarot. Under the Big Top, Cirque de Tarot. Okay. So I'm going to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Now, for those of you that know, I do like working with different sets of cards. When I normally do readings for shows and for people, I tend to try and stick with Rider-Waite simply because it's a hell of a lot easier just to remember stuff. So if I do need to grab the book, I'm just giving you the heads up because some of them are named different things. Some of the images are very different. Right now, I'm just making sure that everybody's going in the right direction before we start. I feel like I haven't done this in quite a while. I don't know why, even though time is flooding by so incredibly fast. It's amazing. All I'm going to say is this. We went from August to November, and I'm not sure how we did it. So August to November, time just flew by. All right. So let me give them a shuffle. I'm going to start with A, which is fertility and Pan. Okay. So I hope everyone is doing well and getting ready for Thanksgiving. I am getting ready for Thanksgiving. We're also getting ready for Small Business Saturday on the 30th, where we're going to be open from 9 to 6 that day for readings. And just available for people that might be interested in getting gift certificates, things like that. Wickford in December is always amazing. We're gearing up for the Christmas in Wickford Village, which is always an amazing event. Believe it or not, that kicks off, I want to say the 6th. No, the 5th. Santa comes the 5th. The tree lighting is the 5th of December. And then there's Santa coming and tree lightings and carriage rides on the night of the 6th. There's an elf parade on Saturday the 7th. There's more carriage rides and all sorts of fun stuff. So lots of cool stuff going on. Definitely worth checking it out if you're wanting or needing to get into the Christmas spirit and just kind of looking to try and kind of, get out of what's been going on, then this might be a good way of doing it. All right, so let's see what we got for A. Oh, these cards are weird. I hate to say it, but I tend to be a little bit of a card snob. And one of the things that I really, really look for is how the card feels. Is it flimsy? Is it thick? Is it too thick to be able to shuffle? So my is these are real thin. Just an FYI. Okay. So if you selected A, hey Donna, happy anniversary too, by the way. If you folks selected A, then you may have been finding that there have been some things going on, or maybe with relationships that have been kind of in a trying time. And this is one of the things where you have some decisions to make. Literally, we have the Lover's card crossed by the Ten of Swords, and then above us, the Hanged Man. We move a little further into the rest of the spread. We have the Devil. So I don't know if you're finding that this has been something that's been coming for a while, but there is a need for some changes. There is a Tower moment coming, okay? This is a Tower card. So, and these cards are super pretty. Like I said, they just are not quite what I like. So, anyhow, let's see what else we got going on. So, to me, it is a matter of you really kind of grabbing, you know what you need to do, you know where you need to be, you know what your game plan is, whether or not you want to use it or not, you know what you need to do. And the interesting thing that I want to mention is the thing that pops out to me is the Queen of Swords, the Page of Swords. Okay, so swords can either cut you or protect you, and to me, this is one of those things where it's literally cutting away things that don't belong. It's cutting away, in some cases, relationships, in some cases, friendships, in some cases, things that you don't need to be doing or things that are not um, feeding your soul, I guess is the best way to put it, in order to free things up for yourself. And I almost feel like this is going to be something where you're kind of dragging your feet on making this particular decision, because we got the Three of Swords, which, as we know, is heartache, you know. So this has been something that has been weighing heavily on people's minds. And it's something that needs to potentially happen. Question is, if we clear out things and allow for things to be able to bring in more goodness and more things to come in and grow, hence there we go with fertility, you know, new opportunities, new things coming in, that means we need to cut back what in our garden we don't need, or what has um, gone past season, or what changes we need to make. You know, we do have a Wheel of Fortune card, and we do have the Six of Pentacles card, which to me is about making you're confident in what you know you need to do, even though you may not necessarily like the topic or the process of what you have to do. You know that there's a need for it, and it's about starting a whole new cycle. It's about um again, shedding what's no longer serving you in order to bring in what you need to focus on. You know, there's an emotional side of things with this. um Cups are always very watery and emotional, and there is the King of Cups. I just pulled another card and we got the Five of Wands. So, and this is interesting because this Five of Wands, I'll show you what we're looking at, and this kind of is fiery and intense, but what we're looking at is almost like we're literally trying to fend off what we know we need to get rid of. It could also very well be something that we're fending off from ourselves. So this could be something that, could be we just need to get out of this cycle, is what I'm trying to say. We definitely need to get out of this cycle. And I feel like right now in this time, there's so many changes that are happening. There's so much energy that's coming in that you're finding that this is the time where uh, you know it needs to be done. I'm hearing, you know it needs to be done. Question is, are you going to wait until you are to the point where literally it becomes an even bigger and more complicated tower moment, or are you going to be proactive? The thing that the thing that I want to mention, though, is that on the other side of this, it's about, so many times, so the Six of Pentacles is about, standing in your power and being confident, having abundance in reserve, having that in order to be able to give you the permission to know that you're doing you're wanting to do, the right things that are for you. So to me, that coupled with the Wheel of Fortune it's a leap of faith. It's a leap of faith. As I keep saying to clients, growth pushes us outside of our comfort zone. And when we're pushed outside of our comfort zone, it can be kind of scary. So growth can be kind of scary, but it is so incredibly needed, and it's so incredibly rewarding when we are able to master what we need to master and then be able to move on to bigger and better things, or things kind of stack on top of each other in order to fill up the big picture, so to speak. So for me, this is all about, you need to really kind of, what you need to do, what you need to make changes on, what you need to potentially get rid of in order to allow for the new things to come in and grow and be available to you. It's like if there's nothing there available for something to take root, then you're going to find that it's not going to come in. So if there's something in particular that you're really, really kind of focusing on, wanting to bring in, manifesting, trying to really, take the really want to make your dreams and your thoughts become reality, something's got to give. Something's got to give. So keep that in the back of your mind this week. It could very well be, like I said, friends, situations, families, etc. But keep that in the back of your mind. If I pull the card from the bottom of the deck, I got the Eight of Wands. So, to me, there's a lot of fire here. But more importantly, it's an uphill battle, but you're going to be able to do it. All right. Just stay strong. All right, let's take a look at B, which is open your heart, Jesus. That's the Ascended Master who stepped forward tonight. Jesus. Hey, Betsy, how are you? All right. So, like I said, so much going on. I mentioned Wickford. We're going to be dropping the calendar for December and January in the next few days. That is my plan on what I'm working on. There's a lot of cool things that are going on that I'm in the process of kind of bringing in. It's going to be something that's going to be for 2025. So I don't want to mention that here quite yet, but there's some things that are coming in that I think are going to be really amazing. Some of it is also me really digging in and also really learning and studying some new things, which I'll be able to add into what I offer. So stay tuned for that. We have all of the December and January events up on Eventbrite. So things that we have up on Eventbrite, let's see. I gotta grab my calendar because otherwise I'm not going to be able to remember it. We got the Two Marys cacao ceremonies, the ceremony of the Blue Rose, which is a focus on Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene. And the cacao ceremony is to help open our hearts up and to bring the energy in through our heart space. I also am doing a class on Zoom on the origins of winter solstice, and that's going to be done on Zoom by donation. That's going to be on the 19th of December. We got table tipping on the 20th, winter solstice table tipping. And then a really cool event that I'm really excited about, and I think it's going to be really, really cool to do. It's going to be done on Zoom. It's the Revelation of the Magi. So picture it, since we're in the season of the holidays, it's the focus on the three wise men, but the three wise men are actually ascended masters. And so there's been a lot that has come up on these three wise men, these three magi, that are coming up with ascended master energy and different things like that. So that's kind of what we got going on in December. I know Cindy is also going to be doing her violet flame healing on the 17th of December. So that's going to be amazing. In January. So this is really cool. I am super excited about this for January. We are starting a make your own Oracle deck. It's a 2-part class, and it's January 12th and January 26th. So you are going to learn the process of coming up and creating your own Oracle deck that you are going to be able to literally create and be able to use. So this is going to be something that is going to be really great for people that are very creative, people who like to work with Oracle cards. There's so many different themes. So that's going to be something that I think is going to be really, really super special. So that again is the 12th and the 26th. That is also on Eventbrite. Then we also have in January another by donation on Zoom class, and it's the magic of Avalon. So one of the things that people might not be aware of is that I actually belong to the Sisterhood of Avalon. And so this is a Celtic Welsh group that focuses on goddess energy, and also the Isle of Apples. So we're going to be talking about Avalon and the magic of Avalon, and the secrets of Avalon and how it can help. Maybe we'll focus on some of the stories that have come up in and around Avalon there in Great Britain, and things like that. So those are some things that are coming up for December and January. All of those are on Eventbrite, right? So let's take a look at B. We do a quick shuffle, and then we'll see what Jesus has to say. Open your heart to love is what the message is. So we'll see how that interacts with the reading for this week for people who chose B. All right, 6 of Swords, King of Cups, 10 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, the World, 4 of Cups, Queen of Swords, Tower, 7 of Swords, Magician, and the Hierophant. All right. You chose B, opening up your heart. Then this is going to be something that I think is going to make sense. We do have some similar cards that popped up from the previous reading from A. So there is a theme of change. There is a theme of letting go of what's not working. It could very well be that you've already done some of that work, and you're still on working through this process, trying to get to the other side. One of the things that I do want to mention is that we have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the World, which are always cycle cards. So to me, this is one of those things where literally we are in the process of letting go of the old and bringing in the new. And I almost feel like with the energy that's going on around here, it's like letting go of the old energy to make room for the new and positive energy that's coming in. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. With the 4 of Cups, that's always interesting. Take a quick peek on something. 4 of Cups looks like this. Bear with me. One. Okay, that makes total sense. All right. So with the 4 of Cups, this is the card, like I said, when I use some decks that are thematic, there's always a strange kind of translation in terms of what the normal translation is versus what the artistic translation is with the themed tarot deck. So the 4 of Cups is always about It usually shows the guy sitting there underneath the tree. There's 3 cups in front of him, and then there's 1 cup that's out of reach. So to me, this is something that maybe may not necessarily be going quite as smoothly or quite as how you expected things to go, but there is a necessity, you know. And it could very well be that there's something that in particular that you're holding out for, that may not necessarily be realistic. Okay. I feel like with people who chose B and open your heart, this is really about exploring your heart space. This is about exploring the energies of you and your path. And again, there may be some things that you really expected to come in or you expected to bring in. But those are some things that kind of need to be kind of put on the back burner and focus on what's going on in front of you. My biggest thing is be present this week. People who chose B, open your heart to love, Jesus, be present this week. You know, that's going to be something I think is going to be a big theme, especially coming up over the next couple of months, because I'm not going to lie, it's going to be up and down. It's going to be up and down for a lot of people. It's going to be up and down for the planet, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so it's definitely going to be up and down. But there is a need in order to um, not allow self-doubt to creep in. There's also a need for making sure that you're surrounding yourself with the right people and at the right places in order to make the decisions that are in your highest and best. Okay. So to me, there's going to be a little bit of, I don't want to say temptation, but there are going to be scenarios that potentially pop up that you may not necessarily be expecting that we're going to come, come popping up. And you're going to be asked to kind of determine if that's going to be a distraction on for you or something, or if that's going to be something that's going to lead you to something better. So there's the need for discernment for this week too. There is going to be you may find that there's going to be some things where you have to focus on things more in a traditional manner, but there are going to be some things that you're going to need to focus on in more creative outside of the box manner. Okay. But don't allow yourself to fall into the 4 of Cups scenario where literally you have things right there in front of you, but you're focusing on what you don't have that's out of reach, because then you're letting stuff go by that you shouldn't be letting go by. You know, there are things that you should be focusing on. There are things that you should be paying attention to. And I almost feel like if you are focusing on that one thing that's out of reach or that you can't have, it's going to lead to, and here's the Tower card, it's going to lead to a moment where, you know, it's going to make things harder for you in order to try and work through some of these things. But like I said, I do feel like, hey Jane, I do feel like there is an opportunity to make some really great opportunities for yourself, and staying in the present and being in the present and allowing this to kind of go with the flow is going to be critical this week. So that is B, open your heart to love and Jesus. And now we're going to do C. So let's see, what else is going on? I am available for table tipping parties as well as tarot parties. There's also going to be a special tarot reading that I'm going to be offering near the end of December, in time for January 1, for the new year. So we're going to have that. That's going to be rolling out too. What are some other things that are going on? Oh, I have an interesting thing to tell you. So, this week I've been getting a lot of really weird imagery about coyotes. Literally coyotes in my yard, coyotes surrounding the house and screaming and cornering something. And it's just been wild, literally. So usually with that being said, coyotes sometimes can be trickster energy. I found coyotes can be a focus on also enjoying life as well, maybe not taking things quite so seriously. But it's been weird how the coyotes have been popping up literally and figuratively. All right, C, priorities, King Solomon. Hold on. And I got to decline that. So King Solomon, right? So let's see what we got going on. Just ignore the cat behind me. And hopefully Cindy will pop on and see that I'm actually doing a reading. So that way she'll know why I just rejected her call. All right. We're also in the process of doing some rearranging in the studio. So that's been exciting. Just a lot of weird, there's a lot of stuff going on, you know, and then also a lot of stuff going on, energetically speaking, a lot of stuff going on around the studio, at work, in home life. So juggling a lot. So if I haven't maybe not necessarily been quite as present, that is why. And I need to put my glasses on in order to be able to see stuff. So this is priorities, okay? That makes total sense. Total sense. Because the first card we got is the Knight of Pentacles. Crossing it is the Seven of Cups, which is always, there's too much going on. A lot of stuff is up in the air. There's a need to kind of, you know, slow some things down a little bit, in order to be able to, really kind of make sure that you're not spacing things, not missing out on things. So that's going to be what is going to be important. Again, focusing on your priorities. With King Solomon, he's all about priorities, focusing on priorities. So I feel like this week is really about picking and choosing what it is that you need to be focusing on and what it is you feel like you can kind of let go until next week, next month, next year. Okay. We got the Three of Cups. So there are going to be some things that are going to be in your highest and best to kind of maybe push off or to kind of, you know, put on the back burner. But we also have some things that are coming in that I think are going to be kind of interesting. You know, we got the Nine of Pentacles. So as far as that's concerned, you know, that is a card where usually there's just a lot of abundance and things coming in and working properly and having your act together. So here's the Nine of Pentacles, right? We got the Two of Pentacles, which can kind of be one of two different things. You know, sometimes it's about making sure you have the balance. Sometimes it's literally kind of shifting things around, whether it be financial or what have you, or abundance wise. But to me, it is about the need to make sure that you are really focusing on your priorities this week. You are, I'm hearing, rating them and then literally determining what it is that you need to tackle now versus later on. And doing all of this while staying in balance and not taking on too much. Okay. One of the things I do want to mention here is the Queen of Swords, who is somebody that, like I said, with the swords, you may need to cut some cords. You know, again, with the priorities, you may need to let some things go in order to be able to focus on what it is that you have and want to work with. In the emotional house, we got the King of Pentacles, which is somebody that is also has their act together, really good at organizing. So it's there. It's just allowing things to kind of really focus on what you need to focus on and stripping away what's not working, what's not yours, what can I push off, what can I push forward to another time, what can I delegate, you know? Those are going to be some things that are critical. And you have support. I feel like people who chose C, King Solomon, which is about priorities, you have support. So don't be afraid to use it. Don't be afraid to um, lean on it. Don't be afraid to lean into those who are there to support you. But the biggest thing is to know that you don't need to take on an entire army of everything going on all by yourself. That is something that I feel is really, really important to know. And I feel like you're going to know the order of things, when you do things, when you pull things in, when you put things back out, etc. So that's going to be something that is big for C. If I take a look at the bottom of the deck, I got the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, and again, she's the one that has everything together. So to me, it's kind of like a combination of, okay, we may have to really kind of use our energy and cut what we don't need to work with right now, trim away what we don't want to work with, in order to be able to have this balance and to have this synergy that comes in and allows us to be able to move forward with things. Because it's like almost there's two aspects of this one person. There's the edgy side, but there's the, okay, we got to get down to business side. And in order to get to this, she needs to come out and she needs to kind of make some decisions. So that's how I'm going to phrase that. So again, this particular deck is called Under the Big Top, Cirque du Tarot. Cirque du Tarot. Okay. And it's a beautiful deck. I like it. Haven't really done a reading on here before with it, so it's been interesting to kind of work with. The other decks, the Oracle deck that I've been using for the A, B, and C are the Ascended Masters Oracle deck. So that was that. What else? So again, check out what's up on Eventbrite. Please remember to share and like and follow our Eventbrite page, as well as our Facebook page and YouTube page, and Instagram page. So those are some things to kind of keep your eyes on. Again, as a reminder, we always record the Ascended Illuminations reading, and I send it up to YouTube as a video that people can click on and follow along with. So if there's something that you missed, go to the one on YouTube, because we also add in more Easter eggs there. We also might do other separate readings that we don't normally do on Facebook, that will show up there on the recorded version on YouTube. So like I said, some things to think about. Again, hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving. You're going to find that I feel like this week and into next week, you're going to really need to make sure that you are doing what you can in order to keep yourself grounded, anchored, strong. I think that as we deal with different dynamics, family dynamics rolling into the holidays, you may find that there needs to be something that you might need to add into your routine in order to kind of help. Just a cat jumping. To help you get through the different stages of things. We're in for an interesting ride. I'm not gonna lie. We're in for a really interesting ride for Thanksgiving, for Hanukkah, Christmas, etc., into the new year. So just be aware of that. Do what you need to do in order to keep yourself sane and grounded. if you need any assistance with a reading or energy work, reach out to Cindy or myself. If you're interested in booking a table tipping party or a tarot party, let me know. I'm happy to book something for you. December is a little bit full, so we're actually booking for January, February, and March. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know. Make sure you come and visit us in Wickford. Again, the village is all going to be decked out for the holidays, and it really is a cute little town that is right out of a Victorian New England village. So definitely worth checking out. Hopefully, we'll see you soon in the studio, and take care. Bye. All right, so hold on. This, I want to delete. All right, so let me take this off. Wanted to talk about some things that came up during table tipping very recently. And it really is something that has to do with some major shifts, some major changes coming. It's not to scare anybody. It's just one of those things where I think people need to be aware that there are going to be some things that come in that are going to require us to determine if we're going to allow things to kind of roll over us or if we're going to stand up for what we believe in. Okay. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people continuing to open up, probably even more now than before. That is going to require those who are in this type of field, who do this type of work, who are practitioners, to really be on their game, really focus on what you need to focus on in order to get ready. So suit up, mount up, whatever you want to say. But I do feel like there's going to be a lot of energy that's coming in that people may not necessarily really understand how to work with. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I just want to do a reading on that message. Unfortunately, as we know now, there's so much going on in the world. There needs to be more good than what's going on. Okay. So we're going to have to make sure that we really focus on manifesting the good, that we are role models for those who are on their path. You may have to kind of talk some folks down. And you may find yourself answering questions about this path that more people are going to be asking. So right now is the time to get yourself ready. And you are going to be the ones that are shepherding in this new energetic group of people that are awakening. Okay. They're not going to really know how all of this is going on around them. They may not really understand it. And they're going to be coming to you in order to figure out what end is up, how to work with it. And they're looking for community. They're looking for community. So card just flew out. It's the sun. the Sun card. So that's all about community. That's a great card. But you know, the Sun also has, this is another thing I want to mention. The Sun also has a lot of solar flares. See those things that are blowing up? So this is going to be a job that's not for the faint of heart. This is going to be a job where you're going to be explaining yourself a lot. People are going to be watching how you handle things. People are going to be watching what you do. People are going to be watching what you say. People are going to be watching how you react to things. Keep that in the back of your mind. But your role with this energy that is coming in, that's here, that's, some people might say it's causing chaos. Some people say it's in the process of purposely clearing things out to allow for something new to come in. There's a lot of you got to give people a lot of assurance. So let's see what we got. The Empress, Judgment, 4 Cups, 8 of Wands, 7 of Wands. So there's a lot of wands. The Emperor, Temperance, Knight of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Okay, 3 of Cups, Justice, Strength. All right. What do I want to talk about? I want to talk about the fact that there are a bunch of wands that are here. They're here behind us, they're here in front of us, they're here with what's coming up. And there is a need with wands, as I keep saying, they're fiery, they're creative. Those are some things that you're going to need to kind of, I almost feel like it has to do with people's, I don't want to say tempers, but their maybe fears and phobias. Quick to judge something that maybe is outside of their comfort zone, or maybe that they're not understanding a whole process on something that maybe they are in the middle of or coming into. The other thing that stands out for me is 2 things. The Empress. Okay. Empress. Covered by Judgment. There are going to be some roles that are going to be changing, I feel, from what I'm seeing here. And people are going to need to be strong. People are going to need to kind of have to take the bull by the horns and do their job. You do have support, which is good. I almost feel like practitioners need to work together. Okay? Practitioners need to work together. I'm seeing that with the 3 of Cups. The other card that I want to mention is the Justice card. And again, this could be about stuff that's legal. This could be about stuff that is coming down the pike. To me, I'm hearing something that's fair and just. Okay. So this is also a nod to make sure that you're staying in balance, because you need to be in balance in order to handle this. You need to be in balance in order to help people find their equilibrium, find their true north, and work through this. All right. So that is something that I feel is really super duper critical. Again, remember the card that flew out of the deck was the Sun. And by nature, the Sun card is a great card. So I'm not worrying about that. But like I said, if you look at the imagery, if you look at the imagery, look at all those flares coming off of the sun. So, there are going to be some surprises. Your energy is also going to explode. What do I mean by that? Is a leveling up for practitioners who are walking the walk and talking the talk and are doing the role of what we're supposed to be doing, which is helping people find their place, find their path, as they're developing and opening up and becoming more sensitized to things, how people can work with that energy, how people can figure out what direction they want to go in. Okay. So these are some things that I feel are important that are showing up in this reading. And I feel like this is something that kind of came about from that table tipping. The table tipping itself was very interesting. It actually had much more of a immediate call to action that came out. It was a message from Sekhmet, interestingly enough. So, to me, people are going to find that a lot of stuff doesn't make sense. You're going to be the bellwether in the storm. So you need to mount up, buckle up, get ready, suit up, whatever you want to call it. But get your what together. Get ready. Because I feel like there's going to be some things that are coming up that are going to be surprises. There are going to be some things that are coming up that we may necessarily feel are very, very negative, but in the long run might actually be positive. I also feel like there's probably going to be some things that come in that are going to be trying to take our eyes off of what we need to focus on. So don't get distracted. Don't allow these distractions to throw you off your game. Don't allow these distractions to throw you off your calling, okay? Because these are things almost like tests. These are things that are being thrown in our direction as a way to kind of say, okay, what are you going to do about this? And how are you going to react to things? All right. So keep that in the back of your mind. I'm going to pull one more card from the center of the deck. I got the Fool. The Fool. All right. It's a whole new adventure. This is going to be a whole other level of what I keep hearing in my head is this is going to be a whole other level of craziness. But the question is this craziness really that crazy? Or is this craziness just something that because it's so different? That's one of the things you got to ask yourself. And that's one of the things that as a practitioner, you're going to have to kind of have answers for people as they are looking to you for support and guidance. Okay. So keep that in mind. Just want to say thank you to everybody. We plan to have the studio open Saturday, the 23rd and 24th. And we will also be in studio the 7th and 8th of December. So, and also a small business Saturday on the 30th of November and the 1st of December. So we will definitely be around if people have any questions, if people are looking for a reading or any energy work or looking for any sort of training. You know, if this is something where you feel like, oh my gosh, there's a lot coming in and maybe I need to kind of, run some things, straighten some things out, then we can definitely help you with that. Whether it be you're looking for some guidance on how to kind of take things to the next level, or you're looking for guidance on how to kind of open up. Those are all things that are definitely things that are important to both Cindy and myself here at Avalon Enchanted. So don't be afraid to message us. You can reach out by emailing at tori@avalonenchanted.com. That's TORI at avalonenchanted.com. If you are interested in any of those types of programs. Again, don't forget to like, follow us, and share our events on Eventbrite. And also, please share our information with your friends. Just another cat. Please share our information with your friends. We will have gift certificates available for people for purchase if people are interested in giving a gift of a reading or an energy healing, or even if people are interested in, paying for somebody's training, so we do have that as an option. Take care. Have a wonderful holiday. And good night, or whenever you're watching this. Take care. Bye.